Coming up on this episode of the Preston North End Weekend Warm-Up, we celebrate a wonderful week for the Whites. We look forward to the trip to Middlesbrough with Chris Sedgwick for Gentry Day. All that and so much more only here on the Preston North End Weekend Warm-Up. Hello and a warm welcome to this episode of the Weekend Warm-Up. As you've just heard, loads to come, so let's start with a glut of goals. Rotherham United midweek coming up in just a moment, but let's start off with those two against Cardiff City at Deepdale.
It's back to the halfway line for Cunningham, and North End dust themselves down again. The only Whites have got the bit between their teeth at the moment, and here's Cannon, rides the challenge. Can he shoot?
Yes!
Scores! Yes, he does! Tom Cannon's at it again, and he puts North End in front here at Deepdale. Lots of strength and a classy finish, and that's what Tom Cannon can do. It's Preston North End 1, Cardiff City 0.
Yeah, great ball in from Robbie Brady, clipped it into the box. He's got in front as his defender. When he's got the time on the ball, he gets the ball down, he takes a touch inside with his right foot, lifts the ball into the roof of the net, goalkeeper no chance. Quality finish.
It's Whiteman who's going to hit it, and he does, and it's a good save for the goalkeeper, but Ched Evans with a follow-up makes it 2, and North End have got the victory this afternoon. They win here at Deepdale again, and it's Ched Evans who's wrapped it up. It's Preston North End 2, Cardiff City 0.
Yeah, good save by the goalkeeper's just come on. Dive got across to it with his left hand, could only power it down towards the 6-yard box, and there he was, Ched Evans putting the ball away back in the back of the net again. Another goal for Ched.
He's good at doing that, isn't he? 8th for the season now for Ched Evans. It was a well-hit free kick, to be fair to the goalkeeper, and he did well to keep it out at full stretch, but there was nothing he could do about the rebound, and Ched Evans was alert and alive to it.
North End have picked it up now though. In the midfield, Whiteman, wide 2 Potts. He's got time to get his head up and pick any one of a number of options in the middle, but lays it back for Brown. High cross from him, Brady, across goal, tapped in for Preston North End, and they have the opener here at the New York Stadium. It's Tom Cannon who keeps his hot streak going, and Preston North End are ahead. Midway through the first half, it's Rotherham 0, Preston North End 1. Well, North End were patient in the end. It went out wide to the right. Potts laid it back. Brown put the ball in, and Brady laid it on a plate for Cannon to open the scoring. Chris.
Great delivery, and you know we've just been talking about Brady on this side. Great little bit of quality to lead it back into the box. And Cannon doing what all good strikers do. He was on the move, and it's a good little finish.
Johnson. Now to Potts, waiting on the halfway line. He floats it forward. Story contests a looped ball with Humphrey. It's now with Evans, and it's in the back of the net. What a finish that is! Ched Evans got it back to goal, 18 yards out, took a touch, swiveled, and sent it into the bottom corner. It's Rotherham United 1, Preston North End 2.
That's why you want Ched Evans in your team for moments of quality like that. What a turn and what a finish. Absolutely fantastic.
A 9th goal of the season for North End's number 9. Pick that one out. It was a remarkable finish. North End lead in stoppage time at the end of the first half.
Well, who else could we talk to when we start to look forward to the trip to Middlesbrough and, of course, Gentry Day, than one of the co-commentators from Tuesday night, Chris Sedgwick. And he agreed, as hopefully you did, what a night it was.
Yeah, really good game. Really enjoyed it. You know, it was end-to-end the first half. One really kind of got a grip of the game. But PNE looked dangerous going forward, you know, but it was just at times the middle of the pitch were wide open and you're thinking, God, it could go anywhere. But, you know, they got the goals at the right times. And then second half, they kind of took control and they dominated that first 20, 25 minutes, really. And then, you know, one goal in it, it's always a bit nervy that last 10, 15 minutes. But I thought the subs who went on did the jobs really. I thought Ledson were brilliant when he came on and did all the amount of interceptions and tackles he made were fantastic when he came on.
Goal scorers from that Rotherham game as well. We must talk about Tom Cannon, whatever he wants to be called, Rock On Tommy Cannon, all that sort of stuff. And Chedwin Evans as well, because 2 goals for each of them in the last 2 games and working well now together in that front 2 partnership.
Yeah, I thought it looked really lively the other night. They never gave Rotherham a second at the back. You've got your classic one running in behind, one dropping in. Ched's clever, gets in little pockets where defenders don't want to come. He takes the kicks. And Tom Cannon's movement were exceptional the other night. He were running in behind. I mean, his goal came from just being on the move. If he stood still, he doesn't get that goal. But you can see he's got them goals, and it's giving him that bit of confidence at the minute. And
at the other end, we've got to mention Bambo, because he was immense, wasn't he, Bambo Diaby?
Mountain, yeah. It's first time I've really seen him, and our kind of he looked unbelievable the other night. Strong, aggressive. He kind of, it was just like a human wrecking ball at times in there, where he kind of just saw the ball, attacked it, didn't care who he took out in the meantime. But like I say, your heart's in your mouth sometimes when he's in your own box. But yeah, he looked really good the other night.
Is he the sort of player that you would have liked sitting behind you?
Yeah, I think, yeah, you would, because when he's on form and when doing things like that, he looks really good. His pace gets him out of trouble a lot as well. And he's one of them who, he could be whatever he wants. It's getting them performances out of him week in, week out, and keeping that consistency. Just
before we move forward, I know you don't like talking about you, but I'm going to ask you if that's okay. So first of all, I can see you in an office. I'm guessing that's your office. I know what you do, sorting people's finances out and looking after them, and wills and mortgages. So does that pretty much sum it up?
Yeah, we've got a financial planners firm, which we deal from pensions, mortgages, life cover, will, everything that's involved in kind of financial planning, really. So yeah, we've been doing that for about 6 years now. And yeah, it's good. I enjoy it. It's a far cry from training every day and kind of having a kick about with your mates. But yeah, it's something I enjoy doing.
Do you miss the kicking a football around and playing with your mates, though?
I do. Well, I say I do, but then like you come in to go and watch the games and things like that, and you speak to the lads who were involved in the coaching and stuff. And yeah, there's no job like it. Whatever you do when you finish is never going to be as good as that. It's the best job in the world. How would you sum up your time at North End then? Only got happy memories of my time at Preston. I moved from Rotherham. I think I was 24 when I came, and had some great times. Playoff campaigns, playoff finals. Played with some great players, worked under some good managers, and I think that period is a bit of a golden time in the last kind of 20 years in North End's in history, and I feel lucky to be a part of a team like that. What did it do for you as well in terms of where you've been playing to sort of step up, and you made the step up and then went to another level, I think? Yeah, I think it was my third season in Championship when I signed for. We'd come up with Rotherham through kind of from League Two and worked his way up. And when I actually signed for North End that year, Rotherham were bottom of the table. We'd not won a game when I signed in November. And then to jump into that North End team, who I think we were 14th or 15th, and we ended up getting in the playoffs and getting to the playoff final. It was just a crazy season. And it was just a complete different feel to what they'd been at Rotherham. Rotherham were kind of it was like still in a League Two, mate. They were playing Championship, but everything behind the scenes was still kind of a League Two, mate.
It was the old ground, wasn't it? It was different times at Rotherham.
It was different. The way you come to North End and suddenly it is a proper football club. It's match days are different. You're flying to games, you're going on trains to away games. Everything was done right, and it was just a real eye opener for me.
Yeah, I appreciate Rotherham have made big steps since then as well in terms of their new stadium and everything that goes with it. But while we're talking then in terms of going, as you say, from where they were to where they are now. So those games unbeaten that they've gone now, 7 points, I think, as we stand behind Millwall. I appreciate there's a good few teams between that as well. I heard someone saying we're potentially playoff candidates, maybe, for the end of the season. Are we?
Listen, a lot would have to kind of happen for that to come true. You know, that, like I said, there's a lot of teams in between. But you know, you look at Middlesbrough now; they've ended up moving up that league by just chiseling games out and chipping away and winning games. And you never know, you know, if you can put 3s and 4 wins together, suddenly you're kind of putting pressure on teams above you. And pressure does crazy things to teams at this time of year.
4 goals for North End in the last 2 games, and that will keep us happy as fans, because that was the one thing that we'd wanted. And fingers crossed it's coming now. But Middlesbrough, under Michael Carrick, he has transformed. And this is going to be tough, isn't it?
It will be a tough game. The flying, you know, what he's done since he went in, he's been remarkable, really. I mean, it's the same players that Chris Wilder had. He's just managed to get a tune out of them somehow. But listen, North End have done really well away from home this year. Do you know, it might suit them a little bit where they can sit in and not have to go and attack. And I know at home sometimes they haven't got the goals or the performances that they've wanted. So, and it's a bit of a free hit for them as well. Do you know, no one expects them to go and win. So, you know, it's a bit of a free hit. So they can go and express themselves and put that game plan in place and see what happens.
It's Gentry Day as well. So all the North End fans will be going up to the Riverside Stadium wearing the suitable attire as well. I've got one for you here, should you want it. I'll send that along to you as well. Gentry Day was a thing when you were playing. It's nearly 20 years since you signed for North End, by the way. I was looking before. 2004, I think it was, that you joined us. Yeah. But what are they like as a player? You know, when you're out there and you turn around and you see Gentry Day.
The one that kind of sticks in my mind is I didn't really know what it was, and we played Watford away and came out, and the away end at Watford was just everyone in these. I think I asked Paul McKenna what it was, and he kind of explained it. And there's a famous picture of Nuge scoring and Dave Nugent scoring and sticking. Someone threw him a hat, and he stuck it on when he went to celebrate in front of the fans. So that's the one that really sticks out for me.
And what did the fans in general mean to you? And because you're still a big fans' favourite, whenever we mention your name, there's a lot of love that comes out towards Chris Sedgwick, let me tell you.
Oh, that's nice to hear. Yeah, it were great times. You know, like I say, I think I always tried to give everything I had, and I think the fans appreciate that. Sometimes, you know, I might have had the best game, but I think they knew that I always gave everything I had and worked hard for the team, whether we're playing well or not playing well. And I think from a working class area like Preston, that's a minimum they expect, and I think that's why I kind of always got on well with them.
Well, let's remind people now about the last Gentry Day from last season. I'll put my hat on as well, and you and me can talk about pensions and wills, can't we?
We certainly can.
The Boyjo is chasing it down and running out of room to keep it in play. He did just about do that, actually. And with the help of on the mark, they are heading back into the penalty area. And it's still not been dealt with. And eventually, Barnsley do score. And it's Aidan Marsh who bundles it in. I'm not quite sure how it ended up to him. It's Rees on the halfway line now. Ali McCann was screaming for it down the left. He eventually gets it. Daniel Johnson is bursting away as well. Comes back to McCann this time on the edge of the penalty area, who tees it up to Whiteman, who hits it. Goalkeeper gets down well to save it, and it's turned behind by the defender, Sarah, who got there just in the nick of time ahead of Cameron Archer. Potts will try to get past Styles. He plays a clever ball into Rees, who rolls his man this time, and Rees now has got a bit of room to run into. He needs some support, plays it out towards Daniel Johnson. 1-1. Daniel Johnson scores, and it's a quick reply for North End on Gentry Day after Barnsley took the lead. But it's Daniel Johnson with a precise finish who finds the corner. McCann takes the throw in quickly. Potts continues to run forward, looks to flick it down to Rees, who's onside again. He gets to the byline and he tried to just catch the goalkeeper right as well. Styles, who looks much more involved centrally, finding Kitching, and now Carlton Morris. Great save from Daniel Everson. It was at a good height for him as Carlton Morris was getting ready to take aim. Marsh tries to stop the cross. It's headed away by Kitching. Running as far as Sepp Vandenberg on the edge of the box. He thought about shooting with his left foot. Instead it's Whiteman out towards Daniel Johnson now. The Jamaican plays it forward, and it's Salah who gets it away. And this time Whiteman, who rattled that one forward, and it was just tipped over, I think. Now Now Potts down the right-hand side, room to run into this time. Archer waits in the middle as Potts sends it forward for Archer, just over his head. Brown backing up, they retrieves. Daniel Johnson's arriving, takes a touch, drives it forward and drives it into the back of the net. Daniel Johnson with a brilliant strike. He's had a couple of moments of frustration in this second half, but that was sweet as you like. A fine goal from Johnson. Cameron Archer's running this one down now, and he's got it as well from an error from the defender. Reese waits in the middle, and this could be the moment for Reese. Saved by the goalkeeper, and Walton's able to gather it as well in front of Daniel Johnson. Here's a long ball up towards Emile Reese this time. He's onside and past the goalkeeper. It's a tight angle, but Emile Reese scores. That's an excellent finish there from a very tight angle. And he's one away from 20 now as Emile Reese scores the third this afternoon to make it 19 for his season. And it's Barnsley 1, Preston North End 3. Here's Mikey O'Neill now for North End with his first touch, just wide, just inches wide from the substitutes, who very nearly made an instant impact. Here's Mikey O'Neill looking to make a name for himself here. He's got away from the defenders as he plays it forward for Maguire, and the goalkeeper's made the save and lifted it onto the roof of the net. Full-time score, Barnsley 1, Preston North End 3.
So DJ getting 2 goals in the Gentry day at Barnsley last season. Fingers crossed he maybe can do it again. So if we're looking for the inside track here from Exton, we'll hear from DJ in just a moment. But let's start off with some words of wisdom from the manager, Ryan Lowe.
Yeah, of course, we're definitely excited for the game, and you know, to have that extra little bit of special moments is obviously Gentry Day, which is good for our fans, and you know, we think of the ones who are not with us no more, and we want to make it a special day, of course. You know, it's a fantastic place to go. Middlesbrough will probably be packed to the rafters, 30-odd thousand there. They're fighting to try and get automatics and stay in the playoffs, and we're fighting for 3 points every game we go into. So hopefully it's a special day all round. Yeah,
it's going to be a tough game. We all know that. You know, like you just said, they're in form. Strikers scoring a lot of goals. So yeah, but as we know, this championship it's never, you know, it's unpredictable at times. You know, so we'll just focus on ourselves, go down there, and you know, look to get 3 points, and that's it. We can't win it. We make sure we don't lose it.
Michael's gone in there and done a fantastic job. I think his first game was against us, and we won that game, but we know they've been on a crest of a wave ever since. And as I said before, they're trying to get into the top 2, let alone the playoffs. They've got some fantastic players, as we well know, well supported. But look, so have we as well, and we've just got to go about what we do. It'll be ultimately, we'll pay them the respect, as we always do with all the teams, and we'll worry about what we can do and how we can affect the game and how we can get points. So it's a game we're really looking forward to, definitely.
We're 7 games unbeaten now, so you know, we just look to continue that, and yeah, we're in great form ourselves, you know. But you know, we know what kind of game, we know what kind of team that we're coming up against, and we know what kind of game to expect. So you know, we just got to prepare ourselves and you know, go out there on Saturday and give our best.
And that is pretty much that. Just a reminder, that's all the ticket details you need for all the matches coming up. pne.com. There isn't one next week. Boo-hoo, no weekend. What we're going to do? You could watch loads of old episodes, loads online. Tell your mates about them, because the next game, of course, is them at Deepdale. You know what I'm talking about. Of course you do. And if you do like it and you've told all your mates, like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, enjoy Gentry Day, safe travels up to Teesside and back again. And until next time, come on, you Whites.